Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Happy Wednesday for those that are here live. Happy whatever day week it is for you. Happy July 4th weekend for those that are celebrating. For those that are coming in from Canada, text me what your Independence Day is. I want to understand when you guys have Independence Day. For the Americans that are on, happy July 4th. It's coming. You can feel it. I love July 4th for so many reasons. Just because, first of all, I'm born and bred American. And though, as they say, my heart is in the West, my heart is in the East. Oh, July 1st. Canada Day is July 1st. Look at this. Amazing. Okay. So everybody's got independent stuff going on this week. We appreciate it. Great. Okay. So I think today's July 1. Is today July 1? No, tomorrow. Okay, good. So happy Canada Day for my Canadians. Happy July 4th for my Americans. And for the Israelis and wherever else you're from, let me know when your day is. I'd like to know. Freedom. Freedom. You know, a lot of what we're talking about right now is freedom. This is the world that we're in, is freedom. Freedom from the, I don't want to sound too dramatic, but all right, fine. I'm ready. Two coffees in. Freedom from the shackles, if you will, of the world around us. Because the world around us puts us in shackles. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that just trying to articulate an emotion. Shackles are those things that allow you to move around just a little bit, but not too much. Sometimes they're gold, as they say in the business world, golden handcuffs. You can move a little bit, but not that much. The physical world puts us in shackles. We don't realize it because we're living in it. We're the fish in the fishbowl. We don't know that there's a world outside the pond. But as you start to pull out, you start realizing that freedom is something totally different. Freedom is not being the best in the society of which you are enslaved in. Freedom is actually creating a new society, a new set of rules. And the challenge with freedom is that freedom breeds responsibility. And responsibility means I can't blame other people. I am responsible for my life. I'm responsible. That doesn't mean that I can control things. It means that I have the ability to take what I have and learn to get better tomorrow. I can look back into my past and see things that didn't go my way. And as opposed to ascribing my challenges in the future to those in the past, I am strong enough to take responsibility for my life today. And maybe super hard, but I can do it. So when somebody says, I wasn't raised that way, I didn't have that growing up. I didn't learn that as a kid. And they start to use that as a reason for why they're not where they are today or tomorrow, it's a good indication that they're still shackled. Because the past, shackles, no question. We're in a period of time right now in the Jewish calendar called the 3 weeks. Just as a service note, we were going to go on break this weekend, but we're not. We're going to go on break with God's help in 2 weekends. So that's the 16th. And that's because of a bunch of people, but in particular, Seth, if you're listening. It was your words to me. This is a very important period of time called the 3 weeks. And I would be remiss to not be able to spend it with you. And whether you, again, denomination, religion, forget that. This is what we got. Historically, this period of time is a period of time that has the bookends of a fast day that we had on Sunday and a fast day that's coming up in 2.5 weeks. The fast day was Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. The fast day is coming up as Tisha B'Av. This is the time where the temple was destroyed. This is the time of really remembering what was. And the only reason why we do it is because we can get better. It's a very deep approach in Judaism, where God has us going back, not to like constantly remind us that we're not enough, but to keep on reminding us that learn from this towards the future. Like, you know what the past is going to do for you? Yeah, it's going to teach you something. Learn it. Like, no, learn it. Keep on learning it. Keep on going back. It's one of the few times a year where we have a period of time where behind us was this negative, destructive time that we want to forget about. Who wants to remember the games you lost? Who wants to remember the mistakes you made? So many times in life, they tell you just move on. What was. No use crying. Another one of the expressions that I love. No use crying over spilled milk. Yeah, there is. You're not going to cry over it, but you got to learn how to put the milk back in the fridge properly. Because if the milk spilled because you weren't paying attention when you put it at the door of the fridge, yeah, turn around. Yeah, see that? Yeah. If you spilled the milk the first time, you may want to adjust and adapt. You may not want to put that much milk in your cereal bowl. You spilled it last week. We're scared to look back sometimes because looking back reminds us of what we're not. But if we're living in the world of effort and we're still playing the game, then the past is just indicators of what we can do better. This period of time is that period of time. There's a lot here. And in fact, the rabbis teach us that there is, in a way, more hidden opportunity in these 3 weeks than in the 3 weeks that take place in a few weeks from now, which is the times of the high holidays. There's more power now, believe it or not, than in the high holidays. And we'll talk about why if you stick with us a little bit. But we have to build these principles. And what we've been talking about over the past few weeks is this idea of being inner, being effort-based. And being effort-based means I look backwards not because I need to wallow. I look backwards because there's something insightful back there that I can take and I can put into my life today and start working this little principle and get better. If the reason why I failed at this thing was because I was trying to juggle too much, and I always say yes to everybody, and I'm always saying yes, and then I never have time, and everything that I do seems to never be good because I'm always saying yes, well, guess what? When you look back and you realize that the reason why we weren't as successful is because we had too much on our plate, and we look forward and we go, wait a second, maybe I got to learn how to say no sometimes. I'm one person. Maybe I got to learn how to delegate to somebody else. Maybe I have to let somebody in that could be helpful. Maybe it can't always be my way. Maybe I have to take on less. Maybe I have to promise less. It's hard. I like to be the savior. I like to say yes to everybody. I can do it better than the person next to me. But I look backwards and I realize that every single time I end up being overwhelmed and I don't deliver, it's because of these 3 issues. Wait, there's something insightful back there. And I have to take responsibility for that, even if it was outside me. Oh, that's how I was treated growing up? Maybe when I was in school, this is how I was treated. Yeah, I can blame that teacher my whole life for why I don't do better at X, Y, and Z. But I'm responsible. And there's something insightful back there. How you have to slow down judgment. Wait. The way I felt judged growing up, or when I felt judged last week, am I judging people with that same eye? There's something insightful back there. Being free, removing the shackles of our past, starts to happen when we take something from our past to get better into the future. When our past becomes the greatest teacher. When we start to look back and learn lessons of failure in order to become better in the future. For that, you start to become free. That is impart the essence of this period of time. God's like, yeah, no, I want you to focus on the destruction of the temple. It's a pretty big deal. And if anyone here ends up going to a service on Tisha B'Av morning and you read exactly what they read on Tisha B'Av morning, it's pretty gruesome. Really. Like, we don't whitewash stuff. I'm not kidding. Like, there's no power washer on what happened back then. It's pretty bad. God's not sticking our head in the mud every year. He's not like, all right, tough guys, you think you're so great? Come here. Not punching us in the stomach every year. He's having us look at the past for a reason. Because he wants us to find something insightful. How did we act back then? What caused this? Was it worth it? How does this apply to my life today? So when I emerge out of the 3 weeks, when I emerge out of looking back, I'm different. Not because someone's telling me, because I'm realizing something. You know, I don't do this enough, to be honest, but there's a great lady named Miriam Wallach. She's the producer at Nachum Siegel's network. She's one of the heads there. Nachum Siegel, I don't know if you know Nachum Siegel, he's a superstar. He's a hero of mine. I love Nachum Siegel. Miriam, Nachum, they're superstars. It's like they're awesome, both of them. When I first started doing radio years ago, I called them and I said, give me a tip. I don't do this enough. I should. I don't. They said, if you really want, Miriam told this to me. She goes, if you really want to get good at radio, every day you have to listen to your show. I'm like, are you kidding me? Listen to my own show? I could barely get, you kidding me? Like, I listen to my voice? She's like, yeah. Listen to your own voice. Listen to the past. Find insights. You'll get better into the future. That's the quarterback on the bench. When you go back, when you look back, again, you don't have to look back. But here's the thing. And if you're with me long enough, you're going to know where I'm going here. Your brain is the past, right? Isn't your brain the past? What else is your brain? Your soul's the future. Your soul's out of this world. But what's your brain? Your brain is just whatever thoughts you had. So almost by definition, your brain is filled with neuroconnections of yesterday. So whether we like it or not, we're shackled by the past. Because our brain, remember, we can't take in the entire world. There's too much stimuli to come into our mind. And our brain can only take in a piece. So what piece does it choose? Well, it chooses the pieces that are aligned with it. So if in my past I was taught that failure leads to success and I fail, my brain now looks at all the stimuli in front of me that takes place post-failure and picks out the things that are fitting into that narrative. And if I had in my head this concept, failure leads to success, and then I fail, God forbid, I'm going to sit up and go, wait, I failed. What can I learn? But if in my head was a thought that I'm trying to justify myself, I'm trying to find my identity, and this area in which I am resting in is my identity, and I fail, I'm grappling with, am I enough? I don't want to look back. Two people, same failure. Why does one look at the good and one look at the bad? It's because of the shackles of their past. It's because the brain is constrained in what's inside it and can only take in certain messages. I remember once, this year we were Zoche, we were worthy to go on a Pesach program. It's a gift. We went to a beautiful hotel. God gave us a gift. We're grateful, really. Beautiful hotel. 8 days of kosher food flowing like forget about it. It was awesome. And it happens in every program that we almost go to. There's one person that you speak to and it's like, this place is terrible. Everything's terrible. It's all terrible. It's terrible. Food's not great. There's not enough. There's not enough variety. You taste the meat, it's rubbery. Rooms are okay. Too many people. Too few people. It's too hot. It's too cold. The program isn't right. The whole week. They're like, every time they're like, explain, 4 years ago, I went on a program, so much better. It had this and had that and had this and had that. These guys, they're trying to like step up, but like they can't. They don't know how. It's not the same. Then there's the other extreme. There's always one person that's like blown away. Like blown away. Like you see them, they're like, holy cow, look how much food is here. And they keep on serving you. And then in between, there's a tea room. Can you look at these pools? Look at this program. And it's amazing. On one table, there's a guy's like, really? And on one table, there's people that are like in heaven. It's in the head. It's the shackles. It's the shackles. They're not doing it on purpose. The shackles of the past for one person has them look into the world and see certain things and feel certain things. And the shackles of somebody else, if you will, constraint. But the shackles of that person brings into this incredible focus of joy. For us to, if you will, remove these shackles of the past, which is in our minds, we need a key. And the key is responsibility. Responsibility means I can never look backwards and blame. Yeah, I could be disappointed. I could be a human being, but I can't blame. I can never look at my past and use it to blame my future. I can't. I'm a soul. My potential is infinite. My brain is just a computer. And if something happened behind me that I'm not happy about, whether I did it or was done to me, there's something I can learn so that I can start to reprogram my mind so that in the future, maybe not tomorrow in the future, maybe in a decade in the future, I will bring that light into the world. When you look at your life this way, you take full responsibility for your future. When you look at your past as being the teacher of your future, now you step out of that shackle. Now you're living in the next world. That's, I believe, why God has us go through what he goes through. He goes, look back for 3 weeks because I need you to look back at that thing. No, look. No. I know. Look, not comfortable. I know. Oh, it's going to get less comfortable, God says. You're going to fast for 25 hours in the summer. Yeah. You think the 3 weeks are hard? Wait for the climax, my friend. Yeah. Wait for 2:00, 92 degrees in August. And you've got 9 hours left, 7 hours. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Good. You could be a little uncomfortable. You'll be fine. You ate more calories going into this fast than you needed for the month. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be fine. Look at the destruction. Look at it and tell me what you see. And what he's waiting for, I believe, is someone to say, yeah, I see a lot of stuff that we can do better tomorrow. And he's probably going, exactly. Go be better tomorrow. When we think this way, when we talk this way, when we see ourselves as in the game, when we start to get excited about learning the stuff that went wrong so that we can put it into our new way of seeing the world and approaching it and putting it out, when we start to look back and see the failures as insights to the future, now we start becoming free. We're free from the shackles of disappointment and of failure and all that guilt stuff that we just carry with. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. It's not enough. Come on. Come on. We're not enough. We're pieces of God. No, literally. No, literally. We're a piece of we're not enough. Why? Because some environment that we grew up in didn't fit exactly in how we were. We're plenty. We look back and say, there's some insights back there. We take responsibility for putting that into practice in the future. That's the beginning of freedom. All right. Happy Canada Day tomorrow. Happy July 4th. Happy whatever day you're in. Freedom, my friends. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring here inside us. Okay. Have an awesome day. With God's help, I cannot wait to see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.